Hi, I'm Jake. I make RPG supplements and videos about Pathfinder 2, or Pff 2. I love Pff 2. There is so much cool shit in Pathfinder 2, especially in Battlecry. Holy crap! Okay, so this video I'm going to be going over the additions to the Cavalier archetype, the Champion class, the Sorcerer, Summoner, and Thaumaturge editions. And there are also in this book class archetypes for the Wizard and the Inventor. Holy shit, Inventor? And there are there are archetypes that are basically a Necromancer, the Commander and Guardian, and the Commander and Guardian classes, a variety of other little archetypes that are all about battle, including the Captain that has multiple allies that improve. It's the first archetype that allows you to have humanoid allies that you pick and choose that improve with you and have multiples of them. This is a great format for iterating on, and I will talk about that later. And also, this has the Jotun Ancestry. It's not that I'm not excited about them, they just don't have enough stuff. I want more feats. They have like 2 pretty cool feats, like really useful ones. And the rest is just, it's an interesting flavor, it's another Ancestry. They're not bad, but that's not what we're here for today. Today we're here for the Cavalier, Champion, Sorcerer, Summoner, and Thaumaturge editions. Starting with Cavalier. Everything is going to have chapters in the description and in the timeline. So, Cavalier's first. I don't blame you if you skip it, because it's just an archetype. It's not the champion that gets new shit. But I'm going over Cavalier first. This is so cool. First of all, the art in this book is amazing. It's very action-packed. It feels like a comic book. All right, Cavalier. Astride a loyal mountain flying the banner of their cause, a Cavalier can turn the tide of any fight where mobility is of utmost importance. Cavaliers with the closest bonds to their steeds can perform stunning feats of ridership, both off and on the battlefield. The Cavalier archetype is presented on pages 192 to 193 of Player Core 2. As a side note, there are new banners in this book that work for the Cavalier or the Commander, which weren't in the playtest. Cool. Oh, by the way, the Guardian doesn't have the bullshit the hampering sweeps thing that kept everyone from moving away from it. It just doesn't exist anymore. They modified a lot of stuff, but that was the most bullshit thing, so that's the most important thing to know about to me. All right. Cavalier feats. These are in addition to the other Cavalier feats in the archetype. Level 4, Cushion Landing. It's a reaction. It's a skill feat. I love skill feats and archetypes. Oh my god. Are these all skill feats? No, but a few of them are. Ooh, neat. Because there are more options to get out of the archetype whenever. It's just faster to take more stuff from it. And you pack more flavor of that archetype in your character. Anyway, Cushion Landing. Prerequisites, Cavalier dedication, trained in nature. Trigger, you fall from a height of 15 feet or higher. That's a high horse. Requirements, your mount can reach your landing location with a single stride. As you fall, your mount dashes to your rescue. Your mount strides up to its speed, positioning itself below you. Rather than falling on your mount, you mount your mount. Treat the triggering fall as if it were 15 feet shorter, and you don't land prone, though both you and your mount both take damage from the fall based on what you would normally take for any remaining distance. That's incorrect grammar, but it's okay. So that's fun. It's just a reaction. That's a skill feat. You land on your horse, and you start riding off. That is in so many silly-ass fairy tales. It needed to be somewhere. Great. I'm glad it's here. Seriously, I like that. It's fun. It's part of fairy tales that... What are you doing? Sometimes he smacks his reflection. It's a cat thing. Mounting Leap. Another level 4 feat. It's one action. It has the skill tag, prerequisites, the Cavalier dedication, trained in athletics. Requirements, you're within 10 feet of a creature that is at least one size larger than you and is willing to be your mount. You jump atop your mount from afar, landing comfortably astride it, leap toward the creature, and mount it. That's so awesome! My Minotaur friend would like me to leap on him. Why not? That's fun. Oh, shit. I'm just imagining fun shenanigans. Halflings are really amusing to have as Cavaliers. Or any small ancestry. Next feat, level 6, Dashing Pickup. 1 action to 3 actions. It's a skill feat, prerequisites, Cavalier dedication, expert in acrobatics or athletics. You command an animal to order your mount... What? You command an animal, taking that action, to order your mount to stride, or to burrow, climb, fly, or swim if it has a corresponding movement type. At any point during this movement, it must move adjacent to you. As it passes you, you mount your mount. You can increase the number of actions you use with Dashing Pickup to 2 to make your mount stride twice, or to 3 to make your mount stride 4 times. You must use enough actions to ensure your mount is able to move adjacent to you at some point during this movement, and you cannot use this activity if it is not possible for your mount to do so. As a skill feat? That's awesome. Super useful. Skill feat. That is powerful for a skill feat. Because positioning matters a lot in combat. Dude, that's nice. Next feat, level 6, 2 actions, Vaulting Gallop. You've trained your mount to vault over obstacles at high speeds. You command an animal to order your mount to stride twice. During this movement, your mount can leap over obstacles of its size and smaller, as well as creatures up to its size, though it must end this movement on solid ground. Leaps taken as part of this activity do not provoke reactions. That's also fun. And this book is all about big battlefield fights. In fact, there are new ways for player characters to join troops. Neat shit here. And the War Mage, the wizard archetype, is all about battlefield control. This is just cool. Next feat, level 12, Rearing Display. 1 action as the Flourish tag. Prerequisites, expert in intimidation. And it's Cavalier, obviously. Requirements, you are riding your mount. You've trained your mount to make an impressive attack. You've trained your mount to make an impressive attack and can leverage its presence to terrify your enemies. You command an animal to order your mount to rear up and make a melee strike against a creature within its reach. On a successful hit, you can attempt an intimidation check to demoralize the target. You gain a +1 circumstance bonus to this intimidation check, +2 if the strike was a critical hit. Okay, so I see why it's level 12, because it's a compression of actions. Otherwise, it's not that big of a deal. But you do 2 actions at once. You demoralize, and your mount smacks him in the face. So that's very useful. I get why it has restrictions and it's a high level. It's just good. I don't think I'd ever take it, unless there's just nothing else to take. But like I said, it is a compression of actions, and that's all good. Anyway, enough of this horsing around. Let's go to the champion. I know, I'm a bad person. Some champions are blessed by their deities to be granted the companionship of an animal companion that they can ride into battle. These mounts contain a small fragment of divine power that can blossom into tremendous abilities. You can tell which ones I'm excited about. Okay. So, new champion feats. Feat level 4, Acclimated Mount. Prerequisites, Faithful Steed, trained in survival. By the grace of your god, your mount can overcome the natural challenges and hazards present in a specific terrain. Choose aquatic, arctic, desert, forest, mountain, plain, sky, swamp, or underground. Sky? Neat. Your mount must have a swim speed to select aquatic and a fly speed to select sky. Duh. Your mount ignores the effects of difficult terrain while in the selected terrain. If you become an expert in survival, you can pray during your daily preparations each day to change the type of terrain to which your mount is acclimated. Holy shit, that's cool. Damn, that just makes the Faithful Steed a lot more useful. You can choose forest and charge through trees. Well, not literal trees, but through undergrowth. Nice. Nice. All right, next feat, level 8, Faithful Stride. 2 actions to 3 actions. It has the magical trait. Prerequisites, Faithful Steed. I think it's a prerequisite of all of these. Yes, it is. Requirements, you are riding your mount. Confident in your faith, you command an animal to order your mount to stride up to twice its speed, or up to 3 times its speed if you use 3 actions for Faithful Stride. During this movement, your mount can stride across liquid and other surfaces that don't support its weight. At level 8, that's neat! If your mount ends its movement on a surface that can't support it, your mount and you fall in or it collapses as normal. That's cool! It's a Jesus horse. That's awesome. All right, next feat, level 12, Steed's Toppling Strike. 1 action, Flourish, prerequisites, Faithful Steed. I already said that. Requirements, an enemy triggered your champion's reaction since the end of your last turn. Those who defy your cause feel the powerful attacks of your mount. You command an animal to order your steed to strike the enemy who triggered your champion's reaction. That is seemingly complicated, but it's not. Your steed's unarmed attack deals 1 extra damage die for this strike. If the strike hits, the target is knocked prone. Okay, so really the only benefit is it does a little bit of extra damage than it otherwise would for commanding your steed to hit somebody. And they're knocked prone if it hits, not just critically hits. They're knocked prone. That's amazing. And I do actually think it's worth a level 12 feat because prone matters a lot. Prone's kind of bullshit. All right, so champion new options were horsey stuff. And the Cavalier stuff was horsey stuff. So now we move on to Sorcerer. The so-called Angels of Battle, known as Aesirs, are in constant preparation for a multiverse-shaking battle, which can have an effect on mortal beings who come into contact with them, often during a righteous or blood-soaked war in the universe. The universe is just prime material plane. The descendants of such people might be born with the gift of sorcery influenced by Aesir power. Aesir bloodline. One of your ancestors was touched by an Aesir, and now the ringing of steel against steel and the constant call to battle echo through your blood. That's a cool feel. It's weird for a sorcerer, but it's a cool feel. Tradition divine makes sense. Bloodline skills. For those who don't understand what an Aesir is, Valkyrie. Just think Valkyrie. So the divine tradition makes sense. Bloodline skills. Intimidation, religion. Again, makes sense. Valkyrie. Sorceress gifts. Cantrip is shield. First rank is mystic armor. Second rank is spiritual armament. Third rank is heroism. Awesome. Fourth is seal fate. Fifth, invoke spirit. Sixth, blinding fury. Seventh, execute. Ooh. Eighth, spirit song. Ninth, massacre. This is all about slaughtering your enemies on the field of battle. It's really good spells. Damn, this is a good party buff. Especially if you have a bunch of marshals. Like, we just finished our 5-man band group. So many marshals. Bloodline spells. Initial barbed spear. Advanced wings of the Valkyrie. Greater let not the fallen rest. I love dramatic callouts like that. Like your character just goes, let not the fallen rest! And they rise and attack your enemies. Dead people rise. I mean, like, it's probably a resurrection thing. So, blood magic. Call the storm. You bring down a bolt of lightning to damage a foe or energize yourself. Either you gain a +2 status bonus to reflex saving throws for 1 round, okay, or a target takes 1 electricity damage per spell rank. If the spell already deals initial electricity damage, combine this with the spell's initial damage before determining weaknesses and resistance. That's just fun, and it's a nice little burst of extra damage. Because the rest of this bloodline doesn't do that. That's useful, and I love bloodline abilities, patron abilities, whatever abilities, they give you options. Options are important. All right, so first focus spell, Barbed Spear. At first level, it has the traits Uncommon, Attack, Concentrate, Focus, Manipulate, Sorcerer. Most of those were obvious. Range 30 feet. Targets 1 creature, defense AC, duration varies, it's 2 actions. You conjure a vicious barbed spear and hurl it at a foe. Make a ranged spell attack roll, dealing 1d8 piercing damage on a success and double damage on a critical success. The spear remains lodged within a creature it hits, making the target clumsy 1 or increasing its clumsy condition by 1 if it is already clumsy for 1 minute or until the spear is removed with a successful athletics check against your spell DC as an interact action, whichever comes first. Neat! So it's really hard to pull the damn thing out. Heightened every rank it is heightened, the initial damage increases by 1d8. That's a good spell. And again, flexible. And it just increases clumsy. Like, that does not put a cap on it, and you can keep doing it to just keep increasing clumsy, lowering their AC. This is neat. And reflex saves. Alright. Next focus spell, rank 3, Wings of the Valkyrie, 2 actions. It has the traits Uncommon, Concentrate, Focus, Manipulate, Sorcerer. Duration 3 rounds. Powerful feathered wings, usually vibrant white or jet black, emerge from your back, granting you a fly speed equal to your speed. You can use these wings to attempt to shove a creature. You don't need a free hand to do so, and you can roll using your spell attack modifier instead of your athletics skill for the check. When the spell's duration ends, if you're still flying, you float to the ground as gentle landing. This is perfect. At 5th rank, so 9th level, the duration increases to a minute. This is awesome and totally feels like you're Valkyrie on the field of battle. Oh, I like this. Okay, last spell the sorcerer gets. Focus rank 5. Let not the fallen rest. 3 actions. Has the traits Uncommon, Concentrate, Focus, Healing, Manipulate, Sorcerer. Area 30-foot radius emanation. You exhort your fallen comrades to return to the battle. Each allied creature within the emanation whose dying value is 2 or less regains 4d10 hit points and can stand as a free action which doesn't provoke reactions. Fuck yes! I love this ability! And it comes before the Nephilim version, which I think is 13th level. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's 13th. If it's 9th, it'd be the same. Okay, alright, hi. Heightened every rank it is heightened. The amount of healing increases by 1d10. Predictable. Aesir Bloodline is amazing. This is so useful for a group of marshals. Or for almost any combat. This is really good. I love that spear. I'm not being weird. I have honey on the handle of my tea. Sorry. On to Summoner. There's a new Eidolon. Summoners with an inherent connection to primal magic can form a bond with an assemblage of spirits that can then act as a single entity. Such summoners, there's a lot of necromancy in this book. Such summoners might act as guardians of a place of natural beauty or harbingers of decay and destruction. We know which one I would pick. Swarm Eidolon. Your Eidolon is a collective of primal energy and nature spirits gathered into a single fragmentary being. This collection of natural energy has neither form nor identity until bonded with a summoner. You give these spirits purpose, connecting with them and drawing them through to the physical realm. When manifesting, these nature spirits don a simple form, adopting the guise of many tiny animals. You know what's a tiny animal? Cats. That's just cool. Each of these animals is the same creature and is marked with your summoner's sigil. Each one is just a horde of rats that have your little glowing rune on them. The act of manifesting in this swarm form temporarily binds the spirits together into one being, making the Eidolon a single entity, one mind and personality, speaking with a multitude of voices and a multitude of bodies acting in concert with a singular purpose. I'm pausing here. Do you know of the Swarm Blood Ancestry? This is perfect for a Swarm Blood summoner. Look it up. It's on the Discord. You can get a free download from BattleZoo. Like I said, it's free. So just come to the server and we can get it to you. It's awesome. You have animals inside your body instead of blood, and you can command them. This is so cool. Cat left. I get my mouse pad back. Tradition, primal, traits. Animal, Eidolon, swarm. Kind of fits. Home plane, the universe. Size, medium, condensed, and large, dispersed. Ooh, what's dispersed? Okay, we'll look at that in a second. Suggested attacks. Beaks for piercing, claws for slashing, jaws for piercing, talons for slashing. I love that you can have different ones. Brazen Swarm. Strength +4. Okay. So the Brazen Swarm, the highest stats are Strength and Con, with a higher AC and lower Dex cap. Slinking Swarm, highest is Dex and also Con. Shit, Charisma. And lower AC with a +4 Dex cap. So remember that some items that your summoner wears affect your Eidolon, so that's why it has Dex caps at all. Because you can modify these numbers. Skills, nature, survival, senses, low light vision, language is common, speed 25 feet, Eidolon abilities. Initial is swarm form. Symbiosis is sudden shift. Transcendence is sickening swarm. I was laughing too much. Sorry. It's Transcendence is sickening swarm. Swarm form, initial ability. Your Eidolon is an intelligent swarm composed of hundreds of tiny creatures, and it's immune to the grabbed, prone, and restrained conditions. Immune to the restrained condition for a melee creature is fucking amazing. That is so awesome. It can fit through tight spaces as though it were a tiny creature. It has weakness to area damage equal to its level, understandably so. Your Eidolon has 2 forms, condensed and dispersed. When you manifest Eidolon, it manifests condensed. It can switch between these 2 forms as a single action that has the concentrate trait. I fucking love this. Condensed form. When condensed, your Eidolon draws all its component bodies into a single condensed mound that functions as a medium creature. It has a reach of 5 feet, can make strikes, and can't occupy the same space as other creatures. While condensed, it can use the Haunting Visage action. We'll get to that in a second. First, the dispersed form. Dispersed form. When dispersed, your Eidolon scatters its component bodies across a wider area, increasing its size by 1 category to large for most swarm Eidolons. It has a reach of 0 feet, can't make strikes, and can occupy the same space as other creatures. While dispersed, it can use the Swarming Assault activity. We'll get to that after Haunting Visage, which is for the condensed form. Haunting Visage, 1 action. It has the traits Concentrate, Eidolon, Manipulate, Visual requirements. Your Eidolon is condensed, which happens when you first summon it. Your Eidolon suddenly shifts itself into a terrifying shape of its choosing rather than a simple mound by closely controlling the positioning of its component bodies. The Eidolon attempts to demoralize a creature within 15 feet. This demoralized attempt loses the auditory trait, gains a visual trait, and the Eidolon doesn't take a -4 circumstance penalty to the check if they don't share a language with the target. It has intimidating glare, basically. On a success or critical success, the target is additionally off guard for 1 round. That's to everybody. Haunting Visage is awesome. That is so awesome. All right, Swarming Assault, which is if it's dispersed, which you have to make it do by taking a single action. Swarming Assault. 2 actions. Requirements. Your Eidolon is dispersed. Your Eidolon swarms over each creature occupying its space, biting, pecking, clawing, or making similar attacks with its component bodies. It's so creepy. It deals 1d6 damage to each creature in the area. Awesome. With a basic reflex save against your spell DC, you choose each time your Eidolon uses Swarming Assault, whether it deals piercing or slashing damage. Neat, you can keep changing it. Your Eidolon then can't use Swarming Assault again for the next 1d4 rounds. Okay, I get that. It's sort of like the Dragon Breath. At 3rd level and every 2 levels thereafter, the damage increases by 1d6. This is perfectly balanced and totally useful. Alright, Sudden Shift. This is its Symbiosis ability, so 7th level. Once per round, your Eidolon can switch forms between Condensed and Dispersed as a free action rather than a single action. Awesome. In addition, your Eidolon gains the Redistribute reaction. This is so fun. I want to make one of these. Redistribute reaction. Frequency once per 10 minutes. Trigger. An enemy's strike against your Eidolon is a critical hit. Your Eidolon rearranges its component bodies in response to a powerful blow, mitigating the worst of the damage they would have taken. Like a swarm of insects just rises up and caves in and reforms. The triggering critical hit becomes a hit. Your Eidolon immediately switches forms from condensed to dispersed or from dispersed to condensed. Fucking cool. So cool. Alright, Transcendence, which is 17th level, Sickening Swarm. Sickening Swarm. Your Eidolon is particularly good at distracting and hindering its foes while dispersed. While dispersed, spaces your Eidolon occupies are difficult terrain for other creatures. Damn, not other enemies. Sucks, because it can affect your allies. But 17th level, your allies are going to have movement options, so it's still good. In addition, your Eidolon gains the Sickening Assault action. Sickening Assault. It's a free action. It has the Eidolon Concentrate traits. Frequency once per minute. Requirements. Your Eidolon is dispersed. Your Eidolon focuses on inflicting the most damage possible on its foes. If your Eidolon's next action is to use Swarming Assault, the number of damage dice of the Swarming Assault are doubled. Additionally, creatures that fail the reflex save against that Swarming Assault are sickened 2, sickened 4 on a critical failure. This is so good. Yeah, it's 17th level, but that's appropriate for its effect. Once per minute means once per fight. But the extra damage is really just a bonus. The reason you do this is to make everyone sickened. Awesome. Awesome. Sickened is a super powerful condition. So far, the Summoner is my favorite part of the Sorcerer is awesome too. And the Champion's extra horsey abilities are nice for people who want to mount, which is a lot of Paladin-like people. The players, not the characters. Okay. Final addition to an existing class. Thaumaturge. I am almost as happy with a Thaumaturge getting new things as I am a witch. That's how much I like Thaumaturges. Those of you who know me know what I mean. Thaumaturge. A Thaumaturge accustomed to battle might carry a weapon as their implement, or they might wear a protective shield brimming with defensive magic. Some might even do both. I love that point they're making. This is a shield implement. I want to be clear. A weapon implement could have always been a shield boss or shield spike. Now that can go on your shield, and technically you are holding 2 implements in one hand. Shield implement. As a universal symbol of defense, a shield wards against a variety of effects and is associated with guardianship, vigilance, and guidance. You can choose only shields with a bulk of 1 or less as an implement, which allows you to position your shield while managing your esoterica. Shield implements are associated with the hero suit of shields and the astrological signs of the lantern bearer, the bridge, and the patriarch. Okay, so fine. Those are interesting for roleplay, but has absolutely no bearing on the rest of this. Initiate benefit. So first level. You gain the shield block general feat. Fucking finally! Thaumaturges are not as squishy in combat. They could always deal out a fuck ton of damage. Now they're also more tanky. This is almost overpowered. Because that was like, you know, the trade-off for being a Thom. You're physically weak. Nope. This is so cool. If your shield implement would be reduced to 0 hit points, it's instead reduced to 1 hit point. Its circumstance bonus to AC when you raise a shield is reduced by 1. This can't reduce the bonus below 0. And you can't shield block with your shield implement until it loses the broken condition. You can still use your shield as an implement when it has the broken condition. Perfectly necessary. Because the Thaumaturge's implement abilities are things like I do extra damage and can make weaknesses worse. Like, you still need to have an implement active. It wouldn't really matter if you have multiple implements, but if this is your only implement, you need to be able to keep using the implement if it's destroyed. So you can. At 5th level, whenever you exploit vulnerability, you can also raise a shield as a free action! Holy shit! Alright, Adept benefit, 7th level. When you have your shield implement raised, you gain a status bonus to your saves against spells and other magic effects equal to your circumstance bonus to AC from your shield. In addition, damage you take as a result of a spell or magical effect while your shield is raised can trigger your shield block reaction, even if the damage isn't physical. This is awesome. This is like Sparkling Targe Magus, because they have the same ability. You can absorb spell damage. So can a Thaumaturge, which makes perfect fucking sense, because a Thaumaturge is all about magic and using magical implements even though you're not a caster. I am so happy this exists, because it fits my idea of what a Thaumaturge is. Alright, 9th level ability, Intensify Vulnerability for the shield implement. Every drop of blood you spill bolsters your shield. If you succeed at a strike against the target of your exploit vulnerability, your shield regains a number of hit points equal to half your level. Ha 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 ha. It's not a lot of hit points, but it's every time. You just have to succeed. If your shield is already at full hit points, you instead increase your shield hardness by your charisma modifier until the beginning of your next turn. This is great. Because, like, the more you are able to hit, the more protected you are. This is so good. These effects aren't cumulative if you hit with more than one strike. Fine. 17th level, Paragon benefit. When you have your shield implement raised, the circumstance bonuses from your shield, both to AC and to saves against spells and other magic effects, also apply to all your allies within 15 feet. This is the perfect thing for a shield implement to do. You can use your shield block reaction in defense of yourself or any of your allies within 15 feet. Oh, I'm so happy. And the image on your screen has nothing to do with the Thaumaturge. That would be the Swarm Eidolon. And that is nasty. Ew. I don't like bugs. Ew, it's a bug. Oh, the Thaumaturge makes me so happy. If Battlecry had nothing but these improvements to the classes that exist, I would like this book. But that's not at all the limit of what Battlecry has. Okay, so there's the Archmage, there's the Munitions Inventor class archetype. There's so much stuff to talk about here. I love the Captain. All right, so more shit's coming. Battlecry is awesome. I'm so happy it's here. I know I haven't gone over the Commander or Guardian yet, but that's because they have to be their own videos, and this was hitting more people at once with more additions at once instead of just the Commander or the Guardian. This is a big deal. So anyway, thank you for being here. If you want to come to our Friday live streams, we are currently doing a, it's like a running, repeating live stream. We're creating characters together. So I'm taking your ideas, we're voting on shit, and we're picking characters to create a group that has a cohesive theme, that has a narrative through line from all of them, and that complement each other mechanically. And so the last time we ended up doing all non-humanoids that are basically planeteers. They're trying to take down any structure or effort that's damaging nature. It's so fun. The next one we're doing is mythology. So anyway, we're also currently doing, this is for the month of July, for 10 days after the video is released for the 3,000 subscriber giveaway, this die right here. So there's a link to that video in the description of this one. Go to that video if it's still within that window, and put a comment on that video to win this 80mm liquid core super sparkly Omega D20. This thing is friggin' huge, and you can just pick whatever color you want. There's a picture of one with purple ink on a community post, and this one right here has black ink. So you can see it's pretty cool. I appreciate all of my patrons. Thank you for being here. And I appreciate all of you who helped this channel be it is. We wouldn't have gotten to 3,000 subscribers without each of you. I know that's obvious and literal, but seriously, I actually appreciate all of you. And I'm glad that so many of you are on Discord and we can chat and stuff. And that I can talk with you during live streams. It's fun. Anyway, so any way you help this channel is great. Liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing, all that stuff is helpful. So I appreciate it. Please keep it up if you are. And if you want to see the live streams that I talked about, the 5-man band live streams, here is the link. And if you want to see any of my build videos, the link is here. Thank you for being here. I will see you there. It's a